Hello, my dear bachchas. Arey, exams aa gaye, I know, and you're looking for those easy chapters, right? The ones where you can get full marks without any tension? Well, guess what? This is that chapter. Pair of linear equations. So simple, so logical, and a total score booster. Come on, let's get you ready to absolutely ace it.
Okay, so chalo, let's start with a fun little story. It's right there in your textbook. Imagine this. Akhila is at a mela, a village fair. She's having a blast going on the giant wheel, playing that ring toss game, hoopla. Now she only spends 20 rupees in total. So the big mystery is, can we become detectives and figure out exactly how many rides she took and how many games she played?
Of course we can. Dekho, Akhila gives us two super helpful clues. Clue number one. She says the number of Hoople games she played, let's just call that Y, is exactly half the number of giant wheel rides she took. We'll call the rides X. So, simple. Y is equal to half of X. Got it? That's our first clue. Now the second clue is about the money. Each ride costs 3 rupees, and each Hoople game is 4 rupees, and her total spend? 20 rupees. So, 3 times X plus 4 times Y has to equal 20. Simple, isn't it?
Alright, so here's our plan for this fatafat revision. First, we'll go from the Mela story to actual maths. Then, we'll see what the solution looks like. After that, I'll show you a super trick to predict answers, a real game changer. Then, how to solve these in seconds, and finally, your full marks formula. Ready? Chalo!
Okay, first up, from Mala to maths.
So, you know those two clues we found? Y equals half X and 3X plus 4Y equals 20? Well, in maths, we have a name for this. We call it a pair of linear equations. Don't let the name scare you. It's just a fancy way of saying we have two simple equations with two unknowns, X and Y. And our only job, our mission, is to find that one magic number for X and one for Y that makes both equations happy at the same time.
Alright, next section. Now, what if I told you we can actually see the answer? No, really. How? By drawing. This is called the graphical method. It's pretty cool because every one of these linear equations is actually just a straight line on a graph. Just think about it. If you draw any two straight lines on a piece of paper, what can happen? Only 3 things, Beta. 1, they can cross at a single point, right? Like 2 roads intersecting. 2, they can be parallel. Think of railway tracks. They run side by side forever, but never, ever meet. And 3, they can be the exact same line, like one line drawn right on top of another. And each of these pictures tells us something very important about the solution. Okay, some simple terms you need to know. If the lines meet, whether it's at one point or because they're the same line, we call that a consistent pair. Consistent just means, yes, a solution exists. Simple as that. There is an answer. And what about those parallel railway tracks? Well, since they never meet, there's no common point, is there? So, there is no solution that can make both equations true. We call this an inconsistent pair. So, inconsistent means no solution. Easy.
Okay, now for my favorite part. This is the exam predictor trick, your secret weapon for all those objective questions. No drawing needed.
I know what you're thinking. Sir, but drawing graphs in the exam hall takes so much time. And you're 100% right, Beta. It does. But what if I told you there was a kind of magic trick? A way to know if the lines will cross, or be parallel, or be the same without drawing anything at all?
Behold, this table is the magic trick. This is your ultimate exam hack. See, any linear equation is basically ax plus by plus c equals 0. All we have to do is compare the ratios of these numbers, a, b, and c, from our two equations. Look here, if a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, bam, the lines will intersect, one solution. If all the ratios are equal, a1 upon a2 equals b1 upon b2 equals c1 upon c2, then it's the same line, infinite solutions. And if the first two ratios are equal, but the last one isn't, they're parallel, no solution. That's it. That's the whole trick.
Okay, predicting is awesome, but sometimes you need the actual answer, right? The value of X and Y. For that, we need some super fast methods. So let's talk about solving in seconds with algebraic methods.
First up is the substitution method. It's just like in a cricket match when you substitute one player for another. Here, you find the value of X or Y from one equation and just plug it into the other one. Now, your second equation only has one variable, which is so easy to solve. A quick tip from me: use this method when one equation looks really simple, like y equals something or x equals something. It's much faster then.
Method number 2 is elimination. This one is fun. The whole goal is to, well, eliminate one of the variables. Just get rid of it. You multiply the equations by some numbers to make the coefficient of either x or y the same. And then you just add or subtract the equations and poof, one variable is gone. My advice? Use this when both equations look a bit complicated. It often makes things much cleaner.
Okay, theory is done. Time for a quick practice problem. This is a classic one. Listen carefully. 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost 50 rupees. But 7 pencils and 5 pens cost 46 rupees. So what is the cost of 1 pencil and 1 pen?
All right, so let's say the pencil's cost is x, and the pens is y. So what are our equations? 5x plus 7y equals 50, and 7x plus 5y equals 46. Okay, I want you to pause here for just a second and try to solve it. What method will you use? Elimination would be pretty good here, right? Jello, solve it quickly.
And time's up. Did you get it? The answer is the cost of 1 pencil, x, is 3 rupees, and the cost of 1 pen, y, is 5 rupees. See? Once you set up the equations and choose your method, it's not that hard at all. Simple. Henna.
Okay, we're almost done. Now for the most important part, your full marks formula. This is the final revision, the cheat sheet you absolutely must remember.
Beta, look at this slide. This is everything. This is the absolute key to this chapter. Please take a screenshot of this, write it down on a sticky note, do whatever you need to, but you have to burn this into your memory. This one little summary tells you everything you need to know about the lines just by looking at the ratios. This is your ticket to getting those MCQs correct every single time.
And before we finish, just remember this one thing. Don't be afraid of the numbers or the X and Y. Math is not just about that. It's about understanding. It's a way to solve puzzles, whether it's at a mela or figuring out the cost of things. Once you get the logic, believe me, it's actually fun. It's like a game.
And that is it. Just like that, you are now totally ready for any question from this chapter. You know the concepts, you know the fast methods, you know the shortcuts, so go into that exam with full confidence. Don't worry, Beta. You have worked hard, you are going to do great. All the very best.